bloodshed, all sides came together in 1988 to talk peace. In the early 90s, internationally monitored elections finally brought the civil wars in both Nicaragua and El Salvador to an end. Throw him in 1909. By 1912, uprisings against the new government caused U.S. President Taft to send in the Marines. They repressed the rebellion. Augusto Sandino led the guerrilla war against the government and the Marines. When the Marines pulled out in 1933, control of Nicaragua was left in the hands of this man's father, the National Guard commander, Anastasio Somoza. The Somoza family would rule Nicaragua as virtual dictators for nearly 50 years. Again, the people rebelled. Even the middle class turned against the U.S.-backed dictator in the late 1970s, when they suspected Somoza was behind the assassination of a moderate newspaper editor. But it was a well-organized rebel group named after Sandino, called the Sandinistas, that mounted a full-scale civil war and finally brought the dictator down. Attempting to prevent a communist takeover, the United States initially backed a moderate coalition, but soon Washington began funding a new civil war called the Contra War to overthrow the Sandinista government. After much
has seen years of political upheaval and conflict. 40 years of the Somoza dictatorship spurred the Sandinista revolution, which was followed by the American-backed Contra War.
In Latin America, a new revolution as guerrillas occupied Nicaraguan National Assembly, taking hundreds of hostages. They demanded a $10 million ransom, but settled for $500,000 before flying out to Panama. Their aim was to topple President Somoza, and many Nicaraguans agreed with that. Most of the National Guard stayed loyal to the president. The rebels were outgunned, but put up stiff resistance. The presidential troops won in the end, but though rebels died in the hundreds, they said the rebellion is far from over.